Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another exciting webinar from the Change Leader Series Break Free. So today we'll be looking at the topic, Achieving Test Optimization, how manual and automation testing can work together. My name is Geraldine, and I'll be your host for today. So before we get started, I'd like to go over a few housekeeping rules. Your line is currently muted, but don't worry, you can submit your questions during the webinar through the chat option that you find at the bottom of your screen. And we'll answer your questions as a part of the Q&A section that happens at the end of the webinar. And also, please note that this webinar is being recorded, and we'll send out the link of the recording so that you can share it with your friends or have a watch later. And next slide, please. And for those who may not be familiar with pCloudy, we are a cloud-based testing platform offering 5,000 plus real devices and browser combinations for mobile and web app testing. And key features of pCloudy include continuous testing, DevOps, advanced automation, AI-based visual testing, real-time test analytics, and more. And with integration with popular testing frameworks and tools and round-the-clock premium support, pCloudy is trusted by 300K plus registered users from small businesses to large enterprises. And now let me tell you a bit about Break Free. Break Free was an idea that birthed out of the need for change in the testing domain. So we've seen the testing industry evolve and grow over the decades as a few leaders took the risk to break free from traditional approaches towards testing and come up with a lot of new ideas and practices. And we believe that this change can be accelerated at a much faster pace. And so we took the liberty of identifying and inviting a few change leaders who are breaking the mold and embracing change to see the QA industry evolve. And that's what Break Free is all about. Our hope is that these sessions would spark ideas in each one of you to be the change in the QA industry for the industry to grow into greater leaps and bounds. And now let me introduce you to our change leader for today, Ajay Balamurugadas. Ajay is an accomplished expert in the field of software testing with extensive experience and knowledge gained through years of hands-on testing and learning. He is currently the Senior Director of Quality Engineering at G-Span Technologies. And despite his very busy schedule, Ajay is actively involved in training new testers, presenting at conferences, conducting workshops, and sharing his thoughts and knowledge about testing through his blogs and tweets. And he also co-founded Weekend Testing, a worldwide movement for skill testing, and authored multiple books for testers. Ajay has made a significant contribution to the testing community, and his friends also describe him as a change agent, idea man, and motivational speaker. We are so honored to have Ajay today. So without any further ado, let me hand it over to our speaker for today, Ajay.
Thank you very much, Geraldine, Dhananjay, pCloudy, and everyone whom I see here. So thank you very much. So before we get started, so as with any other presentation of mine, what I want to do is I want to have a check, as in not spend the entire hour and then you feel that, hey, this is not the webinar for me, this is not the webinar at this moment of my career and things like that. So let me quickly walk you through the slides, give a glimpse of what you will see, what we'll discuss, and some surprises and things like that. So we'll touch upon what is testing first, what is automation, and then the 5W1H around automation, and then finally some light around testing activities, and then why automation projects are also projects, and then this is the surprise element, right? A few examples which actually goes on for more than 1 or 2 slides, right? So good. So anyone who feels that we need to stay to listen to me now, thank you very much. And those who felt that, no, I think this is okay, we kind of understand what you're trying to hint to, what you're trying to get to, so we'll skip this time. Thank you for not wasting both of our time, and all the best for whatever you're doing. So let's get started. So this This webinar is on bringing test optimization, how to combine manual and automation testing, few heavily discussed, heavily debated, critical, interesting words there: manual testing, automated testing, automation testing. But that's the fun of this webinar. So even this morning, I had a discussion on, hey, should we call it manual? Should we not call it automated testing on LinkedIn with one gentleman? But yeah, now let's dive deep into that, right? So this is going to be a 40 minutes webinar, and then lots of questions I'm expecting. So let's see. First, let's touch upon what is testing. What is software testing? We all are aware, and we all agree also, that testing is not just about test cases. Testing is not about just the bugs, and testing is a combination of a lot of things. Testing, most of the good testing, do you know where it happens? It happens in the mind. Okay. So to break down that mental activity, an interesting activity that very few people find words to put that thought process, I'm trying to help you, is testing is a social process. Unfortunately, many think testing is something which is totally related to tools, which is not. Hey, testing means analyzing requirements. Testing means finding bugs. Testing means quality assurance. Testing means giving sign off to builds and releases. Wonderful concept, Break Free, pCloudy's webinar, where they say that breaking away from traditional testing, fantastic theme and tagline that matches with the topic here also, that writing test cases, finding bugs equal to testing, assuring quality equal to testing, sign off for a build release, all those for traditional testing, it used to work or never work. That's a different story. Please break free from that and come to the real testing. And what is real testing is this, is a social process where you interact with multiple stakeholders and get things done, understand the confusion and bring clarity. You find risks. You find risks in every activity, not just in the product, in the project as well. If any one of you thinks, no, Ajay, we don't find risks, let's discuss. I'm happy to, change the webinar topic, and that would be an interesting topic as well for this webinar. We confirm the knowns, check. We explore the unknowns, test. Checking, exploring, you add both of them, then you get what is called as testing. Reference is Explored book. Learning about the product. Ajay, we don't learn about the product. We first write test cases and then go execute it, and then our customers find bugs. No wonder they find bugs, right? Because if you don't learn about the product, customers will teach you about the product through the bugs. So please include learning as part of testing. Testing is an activity to help others make decisions. No, Ajay, I am the tester. I am the quality engineer. I am the one who signs and gives the sign off. No. Why do you do that? Why would you do that? Go ahead and read the beautiful blog post by Michael Bolton called Testers Get Out of Quality Assurance Business. And we can discuss after you read that, where, hey, look, we can assure the quality of our work, not the quality of our entire team or the entire product or project. I know few of the things that I'm telling right now, you might feel like this is so different from what I know, but that's okay. And that's okay to learn the right stuff. any day of the year. Testing is a search for something bad so that customers don't find that bad thing, right? Testing is all about investigation and research. Have you heard those lines like, ask questions like a child, think like a scientist, advocate like a lawyer, investigate like a detective? That's testing. But unfortunately, how does the world equate testing to? Here is your script, here are your environments, go ahead and automate, go get the results. Not green, keep doing till it's green, release, and then come back, repeat the cycle. No wonder people are bored of testing. They want to move to development. They want to move to automation. Just because if you use a mixer grinder in your kitchen, does that mean you're doing automated cooking? No, right? There you call cooking. But here in testing, why do you call it as automated testing and manual testing? We'll go a few more slides and then you'll understand what I am thinking towards both of those terms. Finding truth about the product, yes. All of these and much more is what is testing. Please don't restrict yourself to the tip or the top of the iceberg and think, oh, executing tests is testing. Much more. Learning, investigation, exploration, analysis, evaluation, reporting, modeling, all of that. Put in the words documentation, right? Put in the words negotiation. All of that is testing. Have I now increased the landscape of testing for you? Ajay, but that's not testing. Please put as a question. I'm seeing the chat. Okay, good. If now, okay, that's a good, now that you see, yes, let me repeat the question. Is your landscape of understanding of testing increased now? Now do you understand what is big testing? Right? Okay, great. So with that, don't complain you don't enjoy testing, okay? Which is, by the way, my blog. See, having done 5% of the landscape, and then you say if testing is boring, the answer is there in that percent. There is so much more to testing that you'll not just enjoy testing, but you will also feel like, hey, one life is not enough for testing, right? So I want to set some context now. Now all the folks who do automation, who earn their paychecks through automation, this is for you. My questions to you. Okay, I'm not against you folks. My question is against the ideas. What is automation? Okay, don't answer me, answer to yourself. What is automation? It is something to do using tools to execute some task. Agree, right? Something to do with tools and to do with task, correct? Is it restricted to test execution? Anywhere in this world, anywhere someone has told automation means do only test execution. Has anyone told that? I'm looking at few more different answers. Everyone is again agreeing with. Okay, good. So no one has told that automation means restricted to test execution. Then why are we thinking automation is equal to test execution? Automated testing. What do? I execute my tests using Selenium, Cypress, so on, so forth. So many tool names, right? Tell me again, what did you do? Did you automate testing or did you automate test execution? Auto testing or test execution? What did you automate? Only test execution, test execution. Okay, good. So now if you have automated just test execution, don't call it automated testing. Okay, I showed you what is testing. Test execution is one part, 5% of testing. Okay, So let's go back. Are you blinded by automation? Is a question that you need not answer to me. Start thinking on these lines. Where can automation be used? Not where can test automation be used. Where can automation be used? I'm slowly bringing you all to a new world. Okay, you need to come with me for the journey to experience it. Where can automation be used? What to automate? What not to automate? Why to automate? How to automate? Which layer to automate? Okay, nowhere I've told test automation. Where can automation be used? The last line you see, regression tests, and the one line before that, long running execution. These two places are places where majority of the world uses automation for, and then slowly no one is looking at them. They slowly changed automation to test automation. And then the whole world is thinking, oh, test automation, automation testing, automated testing, and all that. What about the other things? Creating test data. It is not execution. It is also part of testing. What do we call it? Right? Monitoring environments. Which environment is down? I'll use automation to find out. I'll have a TV. I'll have 18 such environments. I'll figure out which one is down. Automation? No automation. Automation. I'll calculate and compare the run results and timings. Automation. I'll clean up the test data and environments before my execution or my test execution, right? Which could be with or without tools. I'll use automation for cleanup. Can automation be used? Yes, it can be used. I'll use it to mock some components and some transactions. Yes, it can be used. I'll use automation to analyze change. Fantastic use case, right? So, my dear friends, don't restrict automation to just the last 2 points and think the world is also boring. No, automation can be used to do wonderful things. Automation can be used, not test automation can be used. Automation can be used, right? What to automate? Based on the ROI, return on investment. What not to automate? Constant changes and where cost outweighs the value. Monitoring environments. Every day, every third day, the environment changes. You need to change the URL. You need to monitor for different things in the same environment. Don't go and automate if the cost outweighs the value, right? Why to automate? There is a need. If there is a need, go ahead and automate. If someone asked you to, ask them, have they asked if there is a need or not? You bought a new tool. Very bad idea to use that as a reason to automate. Okay. How to automate? Again, choice of tool, language, depends on your, what is the magic word that starts with C? The choice of tool and language to automate depends on your context, and context. Okay, good. The batch, should I batch it or should I automate specific test cases? Again, depends on your context. Selenium, yeah, see. Way to automate, we all know this pyramid, right? But again, the key is this arrow and the text with that arrow. Push the test lower for higher ROI. If you are not getting higher ROI as you push, it's okay. Automate till you get the highest ROI and then stop automating. We saw what is testing. We saw where all automation can be used and some setting the context 5W1H around automation. Now let's bring in some magic and discuss about all the things that we do as a tester. Do we understand requirements? Yes. Do we model the application? Modeling, Ajay, I'm not sure. Okay, let me help you. Systematic product modeling. It is there in Worker Friends as a course from the test tribe. It is less than 1,000 rupees. Please go buy that and understand how to systematically model. I can also do one more session for pCloudy if things work out. How to organize documents. Do you all organize documents as day in, day out activity. You collaborate with people, stakeholders. You design tests, right? You question the assumptions. Then there is test execution. Then you learn about the systems, you identify bugs, you report bugs, you investigate bugs, you participate in bug triages, you estimate, you identify risk, you mitigate risk, you plan the right test, you report the test, and then you make sense of the test. You do so many things as part of testing. So the $1 million question for you is there at the bottom. With all these activities, why are we obsessed with just one of the activities for automation scope? Why? What is 508 testing? It is something related to do with accessibility. I'm not sure why it came up here, but then that's the answer, Rutik. Okay, so with all these activities, why are we obsessed with just one of these activities for automation scope? That is the one in the red, the test execution, right? Again, from Ministry of Testing, these are some of the different things that the community has collated. Now I've highlighted two of those activities where the majority of the testers think we can go ahead and automate. Again, with all these activities, why are we obsessed with just one or two just 1 to 2 of these activities for automation scope? Why can't we automate other tasks? Please do remember, automation projects are also projects. Do you work with people? Yes. Do you have confusions? Yes. Do you unblock them? Yes. Do you need to have a good process? Yes. Do you resolve conflicts? Yes. Then treat them as projects. Don't treat them as magic wands. Yeah. Just checking out some questions. Okay, good. So, okay, fantastic. Now, the cream of the webinar, according to me, few examples of automation amplifying functional testing and then helping you in your day-to-day work. You see the left image. Let me skip the slides and then click on this to open one by one. Let me know if you are able to see this. 5, 4, 3, 2, perfect. Okay, good. So what is this? There was a use case where I had to test a phone number in different formats. I had to test a date, or maybe I had to just test a phone number in different formats. So what I did is I worked with Karthik and Santosh Tupad as part of Test Insane. And we said, hey, what if I enter a phone number like this, and then it prints out the results in different formats like this. And then I just copy and then use it in my form. Cool thing. Ajay, this I can do on my own. Yes, you can do, but it is good to have a reliable source and not waste time, right? So that way, that's why this tool was created. What about the date format? 29/03/2023, and then you see different formats. Similar to that, time zone, and you can add time zones as well, right? So all of these, okay? So this is an example of a tool which was created to help with test data generations way back in 2014, I think. Yeah, or even before. Yeah, somewhere in 2014, I believe. And it still helps, right? So let's go back to the next tool. Oh, good. So this is an example of an image. I've taken an image from an application which I and my team tested. So I'll give you some background of it. So these are all names of the patients, and then the phone numbers, and then they are at different states. Right, states as in each patient is can either have vaccinations, 0 vaccinations, 1 vaccination, and lot of other things, right? Just imagine a lot of parameters. Now, how to test this is you can add one by one patient, like Banu, male, 1 year, 1 month, add a valid phone number and say 6 vaccination and go ahead, feed it. And then when you open the app, you'll get this test data, you test it, right? That is one way of option. That is the Aam Zindagi option. The cool option is what you can do is, what we did was, we used automation, okay? Not test automation. We used automation to create self-referential test data, meaning instead of Bhanu, what we did was Bhanu underscore 6vax 6v, right? 6v underscore sign in from reception, something like that. So when the tester reads the name on the app, they know what test to do on that patient, like on that patient test data, what test to carry out. So we used automation to generate so many records with different combinations. So like pairwise testing was used, collaboration with the DB folks was done, and then a script was written, which would then pump in the test data, to help the tester save a lot of time and not think, oh, what do I do with Charles Williams? What test I had to do? No need to remember. You just see Charles Williams, you will know based on the name. Self-referential test data, right? So that way. So opportunity to automate is everywhere. We don't look around enough. So let me check the next, give you one more. Okay, great. So this is, let me open a website, cheesepan.com, and then go to resources and show you a resource, top 10 software automation testing tools compared. I and my team worked on this. I want to show you, while you go through this, I want to show you a browser extension, which is called as Tably. Let me click on it and then say run Tably. So it runs. I'll tell you what it does. Let's give it some time. Okay, so it has added some numbers. Let's open that image. And full screen and then zoom in. So what it is saying is pressing tab will take the focus in this order on this website, right? And this is the order. How much time did I take to find out a tab order of a particular website? And this is not just this website, right? I can do it on any website. Okay, so that's an example of using the tools to help me in testing. I want to show you one more, which is called as Pairwise Testing. Yeah, I did not want to say that name, Gaurav. Okay, so I'm just moving out. So this, what you see here is a tool. I'll explain you through stuff that is already done. Say, for example, we are testing a scenario, any OTT platform, right? Most probably maybe books of Amazon, where the different user state could be either it's a signed in user or a guest user, or we'll sign in at the checkout. Okay, 3 different states. So you put it as here, the rows of this column. Then whether that user is a prime user or not, yes or no. Then the type of book, Kindle or paperback. And then whether you add to cart or add to wish list. And then whether you'll apply coupon, yes or no. Whether you will use a saved address or you'll add a new address. And then you value, whether you will gift wrap or you will not gift wrap. Smart testers, by now, this thought should have come that how will you gift wrap a Kindle right? Or how will you gift wrap something that is added to wish list and all of that? How will you add a coupon to something that is added to wish list, right? So if it has come, great. If not, that's okay. So to do all of this, and then when you do a pairwise testing, it will generate test cases or list of cases that you need to test, right? So this is again an example of a tool, test data generation, optimizing the number of test cases and helping you in your functional testing. Okay, next, this is also fantastic. Let me show you headlamp.docs, and I'll show you the app, or the tool on their website itself. Oh, fantastic. I think it's already enabled. So the tool is somewhere here. Yes, I think this is the one. Yes, Headlamp is tracking, has access to this site. Now observe all the red dots that you see. That means I have not clicked on it. So let me click on it. Oh, you see that green tick? You did not see? Let me repeat with something else. You see that? Okay. And all the links on this page are now red. If I click on see instructions here, it becomes a tick and it kind of gives me a coverage saying, hey, I did that, right? So at the bottom, you see solo mode 66 red, 3 ticks. So let me go back to the home page, the docs page, and then try to fill in the form, right? So this morning or whenever I was trying it, I had not clicked on these. So today, let me click on this. This subject field, will you turn green now? Turned on, changing the focus. So, and then I say submit. Email is required, name, field, all of that, right? So what does this tool do? It is like a headlamp, or what is it? Headlamp, right? Of a vehicle, headlights of a vehicle, right? So something like that. So use it, enjoy it, and test it as well, and give feedback to the tool. And I like it, I use it. So I think you'll also like it. The next, thebirdeatsbug.com. Fantastic tool. You want to quickly record and then showcase to people, record your current tab or take a screenshot or a larger recording. This is your tool to go. I want to showcase 2 more tools which I've been closely associated with in terms of testing and using them, and I kind of like it. Let's see what are those tools. I'm just checking, doing a time check. Okay, I think we are all good. So there are 2 tools which I kind of highlight or urge you to check out. One is called No Grunt. The URL is here. The second is the Context QA, with the URL highlighted below the image. So do try it out. And these were some of the tools that I felt, and the ways in which you can use tools, you can use automation to do good testing. Okay. And with that, so what next? Now, if you ask, hey, Ajay, all good. We understood what's testing according to you. We understood what's automation according to you. We understood how you combine both of them, how you optimize your tests. So what next? This is the next steps. List out every activity that you do as part of your project. Okay. Take time, list out. See which one can be automated. Once you figure out which one can be automated, do a POC if it is worth automating. It might look like that should be automated. See a POC if the value that you will get out of automating that, putting effort to automate that, is worth the cost of automation, right? So do that POC and all of that. And then if it is good, fantastic, go ahead, automate. If it is not, then at least you know that even though you want it to be automated, the cost, the risk outweighs the value. Okay, so don't automate, right? In those cases, then keep repeating the cycle. Throw away from your mind, body, soul the terms manual testing, automation testing. You want to replace, there are multiple terms. Call them testing. Call them testing as the superset. Functional testing, you could use to replace manual testing wherever you want. See, it is a slow change, folks. And the way I do it is, if someone is saying manual, I'll not go and say, hey, don't say manual, say it functional, or else the world will collapse. No, say it, oh, manual testing. I mean, when they say, Ajay, we need 2 manual testers, I'll be like, oh, manual testers. I mean, manual or functional testers, right? And they'll be like, yeah, manual or functional testers, right? And then slowly they are telling that functional testers, right? So that way, I feel, I mean, it's my way of doing that small change. There are people who will say, no, you should not encourage them and all of that. That's their life, their style. Someone says automated tests. Ajay, go ahead and tell them that there's nothing called as automated. You mean to say the test execution using automation tools like this, right? They'll say yes. Then you'll say, okay, automation in testing. What did you say? Automation in testing. Automation using tools. Testing using tools. Tool assisted testing. Oh, yeah, right. Why do you think it's important to differentiate? Because there is so many other activities in testing. What will I call them? Right. So start with, have a discussion and read and digest this thread. When you click on this, you get to this thread. As a software tester, Ben Simo, Quality Frog, I create very little test automation that executes test cases with predefined input and asserts predefined expected results. I do, however, advocate those building the software I test do this. However, automation plays a big part in much of my work. So you go read this, you will enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, feel free to discuss, argue, debate, engage in a professional manner and understand what the author is trying to say, right? So that can be a great next step. Do check out Ultimate Productivity Toolkit, multiple tools that I've already mentioned, and then the ones that I and Rahul feel are great to use to be productive. In other words, to automate stuff are in this book. The link is this leanpub.com/productivity toolkit. With that, I think 30 plus 10, I have like 18 seconds left in the 40 minutes allocated to me. Meanwhile, I'll quickly go through the questions, the chat, and then see if there are anything that needs immediate attention. Rahul is faster than ChatGPT. Yeah, he is. Challenges in automation, covers some of the tips. Hidden cost of automation, because management is aware only about tools maximum cater. Why we have max automation there? Oh, great point, Gaurav, that management is aware of test execution. That's why the focus is on automation there. How do we do? What do we do? And all of that. Do your job to such a great extent that management listens to you. Sorry, I got super excited. And used all my saliva for one line. So be super good at what you do, that management is now ready to listen to you. And then slowly you can mention that, hey, you know what? I think we are doing these 8 tasks and it costs us these many hours and people and the money. But we are automating only the 4th and 5th task and saving X dollars. How about we do 2, 4, 6, and then the 8 and save this much money? No management will say, no, don't do. They'll say, oh, fantastic. Let me sign your appraisal hike, mid-year bonus, everything. And let's do that POC and get it done, right? So you will cross all the management questions. what's 508 testing? That's related to accessibility, I believe. Basics on systems thinking, PDT, automate accessibility, checkpoint. Why no one or less people share about all these tools? I don't know. Now that you know, please do go ahead and share. Yeah, see, Rahul told the same thing. Opportunity for us to share it more. What else? Same question from my end. Are they applicable to banking applications? Good. Now that you brought in banking applications, right? They see again, half of them might not be applicable for banking applications, restrictions, installation, and all that stuff. But there are other ways also, other activities also that you need to do. So you could use some of the tools there. And it is about the mindset that automation is way beyond test execution. Once that mindset comes, right, then there'll be approvals and you'll be forced to use the tools and the right stuff. Oh, sorry, Kajal had the same questions. Yeah, so it's all about how can I help you? How can I help you to help? No, how? What can I do so that your time is saved? So help me help you, right? So that's the tagline you need to take with your management. Help me help you, right? What are the challenges that we face while doing automation? A lot of things, right? A lot of challenges. On mobile testing, especially on iOS, too many unrelated questions to the topic. We can take all of that, but first priority is for anything related to this. How to have a test case repo? How about, why are these questions in the chat and not in the Q&A? Can you please do me a favor? If you have a question, can you put it in the Q&A? So that way it is kind of easy to track. Yeah. What is Kindle and paperwork? These are parameters for the example that I used for buying a book in Amazon. What do you think of testers have to learn that much low-level coding? Building component test and integration test using spec flow is costing us more time. Okay. As we build test using mock service and against code. What do you think of testers have to learn that much low-level coding? So if I can rephrase, what do you think about the scenario where testers have to learn so much of coding, right? So if you know, good for you, just go ahead and do it. If you don't know, find someone who knows it and get them do it. If you need to do it, but you don't know it, but you are not interested in learning, tell it and find something that you want to do. But if you're forced to learn and you can't pick something else, then you need to learn. I'm sorry, I'm giving very generic answer, but that's the thing. If you have a better way to do that automation of that execution, right? Suggest. If you don't know, then do what they ask you to do. I had a brilliant manager who used to say, for this problem, let's do this. We'll say, no, but if you do solution A, there'll be problem 1, 2, 3. He'll then ask, do you have a better solution? We'll say, not at this moment. Then he'll say, till you get a better solution, this solution is what we'll use it, right? So, and that used to work brilliantly. If you have a problem against a solution, bring a better solution. If you can't bring a better solution, continue with the solution that's highlighted. How about the automation activities of data platforms like data warehousing, considering the complexity involved and changes happening in data rapidly? what can be considered as in scope for automation scope in this scenario. So we have this upstream, downstream systems. Data quality is a test that people need to do. How about, there is one tool that I am aware of. I'm not saying use that tool, but I want to highlight that tool to highlight that concept, which is called browse.ai. What it does is it will highlight the changes in the day on a UI screen. Now, what I'm trying to highlight by giving that example is, see, when data changes in your cases, that is something that you need to be aware of, right? Whether it is an intended change or a change because of a bug. Now, build tools or build systems that will highlight those changes. And then based on those highlights, you can then decide if you want to act on that change or say, no issues, I approve this change, and go ahead and continue with your testing. How to have a test case repo? I find it very hard to maintain test cases, either written in test trails, Excel, or anywhere. Requirement changes and we need to update our test ideas too. How to manage that? And one requirement may have many impact areas, so have to update everywhere. Correct. That's why don't write test cases. Use mind maps, use Excel sheets, guide words, follow that systematic product modeling, where I and Balaji have shown how to test a complex system without writing too many test cases, but covering 10x of what the usual public will cover. I want to start my career spelling wrong, career in automation testing spelling also wrong. I have 2 years of experience in manual testing. So any suggestions how to start my learning and finding good opportunities? Opportunity spelling is also wrong. Please correct these spelling mistakes, get into the habit of not making any spelling mistakes. And see, just now I told you, from your body, mind, soul, remove the terms manual testing, automation testing, learn testing in general, read books. There are great books, Buddha in testing, Secrets of a Buccaneer Scholar, explore it, lessons learned in software testing, testing computer software, how to test. What is the latest book by Katrina? Is it How to Test, or there is a beautiful book with examples of how to test? Use those books. Start. If you're not a book person, use BBST videos, AST videos. If you're not a video person, see, do one thing. Go figure out my testing dreams. Talk by me. There I have given all kinds of resources. One of them you will like it. If you still don't like it, contact me and Rahul will help you. What else? Any other questions? I think we are done. Oh, there is one. I was in functional testing for 8 years and then took a 10-year career break. No problem. Now I am on my second innings and I'm always been turned down in getting back to testing career with a mention that I need to have automation knowledge. In this case, what is your advice for me to get back to my career? One, figure out the jobs that have a pure functional kind of a role, right? But unfortunately, they are few in number. If you want to get to automation, there are multiple avenues where you can learn automation. Knowing is one thing, learning is one more thing, and doing is one more thing. Build your portfolio, Chitra. Build your portfolio to an extent where there is one link by Angie Jones where she says, these are the 10 portfolio ideas to showcase your automation knowledge and expertise, right? So if you are able to build those 10 exercises as part of your portfolio, that means you will know automation, right? And no one will say, now you don't know. You can always say, look, yes, I had a break. I did not know automation. Now I know. What's the proof? Here is that portfolio proof, right? And you can get back to job super quick. And oh, there are a few more. For advanced testing approach, any suggestions and references for mobile testing on Android and iOS, please go approach Daniel Knott. Please go read about mobile testing, and what you call as advanced might be fundamental for someone else. So there is a lot of to and fro that will happen between you and me to understand what you want to do. Read from Daniel Knott's book. He has written, I think, 2 books now. So that will give you a lot of ideas. So any more questions? I think 10 plus 10, the questions time is also done now. I'm happy to take more questions. It's all up, how long people want to stay and what's your stamina. Oh, there was the slide that I did not touch. Thank you very much for staying till now. Hope you liked it. If you did not like it, please do let me know. It's my fault. If you liked it, it's all about pCloudy, having the confidence, having the trust, and giving me an opportunity to explore a topic close to my heart.
Thank you so much, Ajay, for answering all those questions and for the great presentation. It was really a pleasure to have you with us today. And thank you, audience, for being an interactive bunch. This is one of the most interactive webinars we've had so far. So it was really nice to have you all here today. So with this, we'll conclude the webinar. If you don't have any more questions, we'll conclude the webinar. Just remember to keep breaking free and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the QA industry. And see you in next Break Free webinar. Until then, bye. Take care.
Sure. Thank you very much. I've given my email ID and my LinkedIn. If you search by my full name, you'll get me. I'm happy to engage people, discuss testing, and yeah, let's break free together and achieve unbounded success. Yeah. Thank you very much, Geraldine, pCloudy, and yeah, have a great evening and a good day wherever you are. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ajay. Thanks, everyone.